What the hell is that? What is good, fellas? In today's video we're going to be looking at high level techniques that high level champion mains are doing to make this character work. There are 4 strategies that I really want to cover. 2 of them are intertwined with each other, and then the other ones of course are just solo techniques that are really good to use. But the main point of today's video is to look at to see what people are doing with this character. As we know, a lot of people consider champion to be one of the worst characters in the game and bottom 1. And that is by design, as champion doesn't have access to a lot of mechanics and is lacking until he eventually gets his install, to which I think he's a top 3 contender. I'm not even lying. I think he's really strong when he has a status. But until that bit, he's a bit of a struggler. He needs to build up the champion gauge to get the install, and until then he just doesn't do a whole lot besides having to play honest neutral and attack fighter. I do think he's really good. I've done guides on him and I think there's a ton of stuff to really delve into that will get explored way later. If you guys enjoy this video, be sure to like. We're trying to reach over 100 likes, and I'll post some turtles in the community tab. I hope you guys enjoy a little terror and pin, but let's get into it by looking at the first strategy, the spin to win. When champion does his parry, he spins the opponent, right? And then he slams him down for a good bit of damage, and it does a good bit. You get the hard knockdown, the opponent's stuck in a weird scenario, and they've taken a bit. If you do a micro walk into 5U command grab, it is now a link that can be done for even more damage, thus the spin to win. It's really good because all of a sudden this command grab that's slow and doesn't really have a ton of reward, if landed on a parry or raw, now leads to about 20 or 30% depending on the amount of members that are alive on that team. This is a strong strategy for getting high damage, and getting down the micro walk is certainly satisfying for mid screen, but in the corner it's very easy to do, just time the 5U. But here's the question. Is this a bug? And the answer is absolutely. This is certainly a bug with the way the animation plays out. It is not intended. Will developers keep it? Don't know, they haven't patched it out yet. I think it's pretty good for obviously getting the damage in Yoki, but the main thing is it builds up that championship status if you're playing them on point, so it's pretty good to have. The next strat is the awkward air stall. One of the problems with champion is that his air mobility is very easy to call out. Going for a jump in normal could get you 2H'd a lot of the time. If you use 22M or 22L like Potemkin JD, you can avoid a ton of anti-air attempts and actually get a combo yourself. This is very strong for calling out defensive players that are constantly looking out for an anti-air or some type of like turn the defense to offense scenario, because as soon as you notice that they go for some type of call out, some type of whiff, you get a lot of damage and you get started. And you know, it's all about getting started with champion, because as soon as that happens, he's really difficult to get off. And because if you do the 22M version, it makes it difficult to tell what side he's going to be on, as he pushes himself a little bit forward when he does it. So the momentum's certainly on your side if you place this well enough. The main strategy of today's video that I really want to talk about, and I think makes champion a very strong character when done correctly, I call it Plan C for Plan Champion. There's 2 ways to start off Plan C. Either starting off with champion on point and try to play him normally, or making him your assist 4, which is the assault assist. Champion's assist 1 is pretty good, it is a projectile, but making him assist 4 is really good because he gets the elbow drop, which leads to a ton of pressure. Running him in this point allows him to do an assist that's so strong that you can set up left right on mid screen. It's very powerful. Setting up the offense and then going for the assist, you're able to tag into champion and go for left right strike throw. It's absurdly good. I'm not even kidding. This isn't even, but it's so good. The damage is high if you get some type of hit off this, as we know champion is an absolute damage dumper, so tagging into him to dump that damage is a good play. And being the Mix King, it just all adds up. So if you get this set up with the assist, the left rights will go crazy, and then you're able to continue on the pressure afterwards if it's blocked, and if you get the hit, you cash out for a lot of damage. He's good. But if you're a champion main, you're not doing this. You're playing champion on point, try to build up your champion gauge. Well, this is the next part of Plan C. I like to call it the lose to win. If you've lost the first 2 rounds, the best thing to do is to save up meter, because it's not been looking good for you, buddy, and that champion gauge ain't going up. And if you've been playing him as your assist, your champion gauge doesn't go up either, meaning you don't have access to the thing that makes champion good, his status. Once you start losing, you gain access to your Tokon assemble, and the thing about your assemble is that it puts champion in the install state. This is what we call Plan C, or lose to win, because as soon as you lose to win, you can go into the Tokon, and just like that, champion is on the field in all of his prime, both getting juiced up assists and of course actually becoming a real playable character, because once he has that champion status, you can't interrupt his assists because they're all tanky. They all take a hit. You have to hit champion to stop his assist, but besides that, he's strong now. He can actually play the game to a high degree, and his damage dumpage gets ridiculously high now. We're talking like 80% off of a simple 5M with hardly any meter. So from that strategy, you start to lose to win. But is there anything on champion's transformation that we can use to actually make it even more powerful? And yes, we can. Once you've gained access to the championship status, you now gain access to your back assist. Your back assist is an overhead. It's really slow, so setting it up kind of makes it difficult to abuse as an overhead assist. However, if you set the opponent on a wall stick and don't cash out, let them slip down, they get put into a hard knockdown scenario, meaning they can't roll left or right, they have to wake up there and then. And this gives you enough time to set up the overhead assist. You see where this is going. Now you can set up low overhead unblockables where the low will come out 1 frame before, or the overhead will come out 1 frame before. This is really strong. Allowing champion to go hog wild with the high lows makes them insanely difficult to block. This is a very powerful setup. Not to mention, if he is blocked, you're still playing a grappler with assist. Now you're able to set up high-low, they block it, who cares, 5M, assist, throw. That's it. The champion's throw becomes really juiced when he's got the install, being able to actually wall stack and lead to a huge combo, just like that. Champion's got everything that he needs when he's got the install. You've got unblockable high-lows into throw. Now, despite the high-low unblockable being strong, there's a lot of counterplay things that you could do to kind of make it not as strong. First one is crossover. This is an invincible get up that can basically parry everything. Get off me, but what champion can do to bait this is nothing. The assist will either hit, the assist will be blocked, or the assist will get caught by crossover, and then he blocks the follow up and hits you for it. The other issue with this setup is that you need a wall stick stage. If we're on nowhere, just like that, you can't do this setup, the unblockables are gone. And the other thing is, if it's a multi-break stage, it means that you've got to put in a ton of work to get to that point where you can set up the mid-low, high-low, unblockable strike throw. So with crossover, and of course needing to actually get a wall stick, you can see why it's a difficult setup to do, but until then, you're still flying. You're still flying high. Don't worry about it. These 5 strategies, obviously one is intertwined, playing them as assist to set up left rights, or playing them on point like usual, and then doing the lose to win, are key to playing champion. If you can get these all down, your champion will shine, like Alex, for example, here, who runs him as an anchor for the comeback, or snakeeyes, who runs him as his point man, as he knows he can work wonders for him. This is all to say, champion in the right hands looks very strong when you play with your cards, and when all the cards are showing up aces, you look like one of the best players at that table. But that is it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed looking at the high level strategies of champion and what people are doing to make them work. These are some strong things. Like, walking away from this and taking these in will make you a better player. And of course, if you want to learn some champion, I've made a guide so you can go there and basically learn the basics as they take you through, and then you learn the game to a good degree. And if you enjoy, be sure to like, hype, and sub, and let's reach over 100 likes. I'll post some turtle pictures, and tell me any strategies that I missed out on, because there's quite a lot from what I'm seeing, but these 5 ones are the key ones. My voice is dead from commentating Paragon, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. See ya!